Okay, we're live.
Are we? Okay. How convenient. My Wi-Fi stops here. Okay, say something. Audio check.
Hi.
Yes. Hello and welcome everyone to the Hybrid Theory Racing League Realistic Division race around Austria. This is round 6, I believe, and we start the stream with Quick Killer. Quick Killer's lap being usurped by Pratham by almost half of what is it? Half a second. Yeah. A brilliant lap by the Merc driver, which is then eclipsed by the Aston driver, Harsh. So, welcome everyone. Joining me is Yash. Yash, what are your feelings about Austria as a track?
A great track in general, Chips. I actually do like this track quite a bit. We can see that turn 2 has been resurfaced in this game.
Certainly, I feel like it's much better to drive around Austria in this game. As we see Hushraf coming up to the line on the mediums, what's he going to be able to do? P4, 1 of 5.1. Who do you expect to see on pole position today?
I honestly believe Oxidized Rage has got what it takes to put it on pole.
That's fair enough. At the moment, it is Harsh, who we've seen be very, very fast in qualifying all round. So he is into the pits and he's currently on provisional pole. Let's have a look at somebody who's about to start, or rather, about to start their laps, not on their laps. I think Jishnu is about to finish his lap. So where can he start? Near his Haas teammate, I believe. It's going to be P7, so he is 2 turns behind his teammate at the present moment. Shrikant going very slow out of the last corner. Did he abort his previous lap? Yes, he has invalidated, so that is troublesome for him. PSI, welcome to the lobby as we see a Merc cross the line. That is Wicked Wiki, and he has gone P3. A great effort by him. At the moment we have 11 drivers who've set a lap time. We expect everybody to do quali.
Yeah, I think everyone will put in a lap because I don't think it makes sense to start last unless you're like in a Red Bull or something.
Yeah, and why I bring up this statement is because we have a rarity. You may want to spectate the driver currently in P17, who we know does not do qualifying at all. But in the Williams, Azun coming up towards turn 4, I believe this is. Yeah, turn 4. And you don't usually see him do quali laps. Where is this lap going to land him? What position is it going to give him? He is the only Williams in the entire field at the moment. And we don't have a delta indicator at the moment. So this is his first lap on those soft tires. Only Jishnu and Hushrav opting for the mediums as of now, but Azun going through the penultimate turn goes a bit wide there, but keeps it on within track limits as per the game. DRS open to the line, goes the Williams driver, and it is P11. How much of that is down to the car? How much of that would be because he made a mistake in the last 2 corners and lost a bit of time there?
Shrikant is starting his lap now.
Alright, so Shrikant, should I take us through the lap?
Yep.
Alright, turn 1 navigated decently by Shrikant. He goes in, validates his lap. Alright, we have King Mirul about to start his lap down in P18. Let's follow his lap. He's already started deploying his battery. That's a good sign. He is prepared and he is about to start. His lap takes a bit too much curb there on the exit of the final turn, but alright, so Mirul into turn 1 he goes, taking a very wide esports like line. Navigates turn 1 nicely, DRS open, the Red Bull around the Red Bull ring, takes this corner in inverted commas, turn 2 and ends sector 1 with a time of 16.0. Turn 3 locks up, goes a bit hot into that corner, going a bit deep. DRS open once again for the third time this lap. Approaching turn 4. Mirol, what is he going to be able to do in this Red Bull? It is the fastest car by a long shot, but he's also taken a very long route around that corner, turn 4. I believe this is turn 5. Now into the fast left hand of turn 6. It's a tricky corner. If you get it wrong, you are really going to pay the price for it. But he ends sector 2, 45.7, turn 7, and turn 8 navigated well, keeps it within track limits, thankfully. No toe ahead of him, nobody to give him a toe ahead of him. Through turn 9, Mirul, too much. He turned in way too early, and the last turn, so apart from that turn 9 moment, he actually had a decent lap, and it would have been a 105.5. That would have been nowhere
P10,
close to where
P11.
the Red Bull, yeah, nowhere close to where we expect the Red Bull to be. That would have been P11, and Raman just slots into P11 for the moment. Mirul does not have any battery, and he will probably have to dive into the pits. We have nobody else on a lap right now. I can see Shrikant on a lap. Alright, so Shrikant had to abort his previous attempt. Can Shrikant finish his? He is 16 seconds up on his previous time. And as he comes up to turn 9, the Alpha behind gets out of the way nicely, takes a much better line. Shrikant, his rear end steps out, but he manages to pull it back in. DRS open, to the line goes the Ferrari driver, and it is P2. 35 milliseconds behind Harsh at the moment in the Ferrari. Why Shrikant, what a lovely lap.
Meanwhile, Pratham is starting his lap.
Alright, so Pratham, he will. I don't think it's too optimistic to say that he'll get a very distant tow from the Alpha and the Ferrari ahead of him, but Pratham taking turn 2. Let's have a look at his sector split. He is 7.5 tenths down on his best time. Something's gone terribly wrong for the Merc driver, but he seems to be carrying on. Is he? Yes, he is. I don't understand. I would like to know how you can recover 7.5 tenths in 2 sectors, and Jishnu's out.
He's crashed.
Jishnu has binned it, and Azun
Pratham has spun.
Yep, and Azun to the line. He goes P12, improves by 3.5 tenths, Williams driver. And Jishnu, I think he just got a bit hot on the throttle there on the corner exit, and he will not be taking any further part in the session. And interesting tire situation, if you can see, Raman on the has opted for the intermediates. And we yet to see 4 drivers. We still haven't got oxidized
Ushraf was fastest.
And yes, Ushraf in the Haas goes what would it be? 43 milliseconds faster than Harsh at the moment. Speaking of whom, Harsh is invalidated and is back into the pit lane. We see PSI on a lap. We see oxidized easy level bots still in the garage, and Mirror on an out lap as well. PSI on the mediums, struggling to keep the rear end of that Alpine under control. And Raman has emerged out of the pits on the intermediate tires, but what can PSI do? Would you like to take us through this lap, Yash?
Who am I on board with? PSI.
PSI, yes.
Takes turn 3 decently well. Not the best grip, obviously, that's thanks to the mediums. Going to turn 4. And not the ideal. Oh, he has a bit of a snap.
Yep.
Over there, and carries a lot of pace through this corner, ending sector 2 here. No representative time set yet, so there's no delta. I mean, this might be decent to put him in just on the brink of the top 10.
It could well be. He is a very fast driver, as we know. What can this Alpine car give him? It's a favorite car, and it takes him
it is
to
only
P15.
Yes. Interesting.
Wow. Interesting to see PSI. I'm pretty sure he's gonna go out for another lap. There's no way he's gonna stay out. He's gonna stay in P15 from the end of quali, provided he does get a lap in. Raman is setting a lap on the intermediate, and surprisingly, he's only half a second down in the first sector. I need just a moment. Yeah, sorry. Who are we on board with right now?
We are on board with TBK.
TBK on a lap. Takes turn one. I came a bit too hot into turn one, I feel. Took a bit too much of the exit curb. You don't usually do that. But nonetheless, it could still be good for TBK. He's up in P8 and he is up by 11 milliseconds in the first sector. A very acute line there and a yellow flag for a Ferrari ahead of him.
Who's just going slow, I don't think there's anything.
Yes. But he is coming up to turn 4. I think that's a decent line through there. What do you think? Do you think he can set a nice lap here?
I think he'll just improve probably a 10. But as you can see, Charles and Nishan are on the exact same lap.
Yes. Charles stays ahead on the basis that he completed his lap earlier of Williams getting out of the way. TBK, does he dive into the pits? Yes, he does. So that is the end of this lap for TBK. He will want to get into the pits as early as he wants, but as early as possible, sorry. But there's a Ferrari ahead of him who's going a bit slow. Is that his favorite person, Shrikant Das? It is.
Yep, it was. The last time they entered the pits, he hit him from the rear.
Oh.
Hershey is not up on his time into sector 1. Let's see what he does in sector 2. He's still not up, but it's a purple sector by the game for some reason anyway.
Yeah, that's usual.
Like one famous person said that the professional people were not used while making this game.
Yes, very much so. I wonder who that very professional person is. But to the line goes Hershey, invalidated lap, finishes P12. Do the drivers have enough time to come into the pits and come out for another out lap? Come out and set another lap, considering the
I mean, there are quite a few drivers coming out of the pits now, as you can see.
Yes, and do you assume there's going to be any bunching up any traffic while we...
I don't think so. Austria is quite an open track, so I don't think there is really a necessity to bunch up.
Yes, but we have seen in real life, I think it was 2021, wherein Fernando was impeded by Seb Vettel on their final flyers. Yeah, I feel like there's a bit of bunching up which might happen.
I think Hershey is the first one who's going to be starting a lap, I assume.
I think so too. But he has stayed out on his older tires and he is going to go for another hot lap. Anton has left the session. I will send him an invite right away. You can take it to somebody's lap.
Hershey going into turn 1. Takes turn 1 quite nicely there. Turn 2 and into turn 3. Let's see where he brakes. He brakes about right, then he goes wide at the exit, invalidating his lap. That's unfortunate.
There's time for another lap. I just want to mention that behind him, PSI approaching his teammate, he is not using any battery. Although he seems to be on a faster lap. So I assume he's going for a double out lap. That's the only logical explanation as to why he has opted for such a strategy.
So Nishan is on a lap right now.
Yes, where is Nishan?
He is 2/10 up on his time.
And welcome back, Anton. Nishan, the Ferrari looks fast. Look at where Shrikant is. What can Nishan do? Through turn 9, navigates it nicely. Turn 10 is tricky. I think he got to taken slightly, tad bit more speed through that corner, but he comes up to the line. It is P2.
Wow.
He is 200s behind Hushrav at the moment. And speaking of whom, Hushrav is not improving by much. He was 6,000s up in the first sector, and as he ends sector 2, it is going to be an improvement. He's fallen down by 6,000.
Yeah. Yes, so does that make it the exact same lap as before?
Nah, I think that's a slightly tad bit slower. I think there was a bit of traffic, but it didn't really affect Hushrav as far as I could see. Just get out of the way.
He sent it to the line. Yeah, yes. he made up that time in the last corners. You could see he absolutely sent it there.
Yes. And
Pratham meanwhile is also just a shy bit less than a 10th up on his lap. So let's see what he can pull out of the bag.
And Harsh on a lap, he is down by 700ths. But yeah, Pratham to the line, he is up by 700ths. And to the line comes the Merc driver.
He
It's
goes pole. Wow.
By 1,000th! By 1,000th! Look at that! Unbelievable gaps here.
Srikanth is
at
starting his
Austria.
lap.
Srikanth, yeah, he will get to the line in time, but what about Harsh? Harsh in P4 Nishan's out, so that's, understandable. And Harsh has made a massive mistake. Valtteri Bottas style, he is in the infield, cutting some grass there, making the Aston Martin a lawnmower. What about Srikanth up to turn 1? He is 22 milliseconds up and navigates turn 3 pretty nicely, I must say. Oxidize is disqualified, so your bid for pole, Yash, has been disqualified, unfortunately. But what about Srikanth? I see a lot of drivers coming up to the line. I saw Williams or an Alpine. I see an Alfa Romeo, the other Alfa Romeo of Archit, I believe, crossing. Yeah, he cannot improve. Hushrav is retired. I think he just went in the pits.
So Srikanth is 2/10.
Yeah. One. 2/10 is invalidated. There you go. A Merc just crossed the line and Harsh is weaving into the pit lane. Wicked Vicky. Alright, no, never mind.
Meanwhile, Charles, I don't think he's improving, but let's see what.
Yeah, what can Charles do? And there's a Ferrari ahead of him who's spun. So Charles, not a very good friend in the Ferrari.
Oh, he doesn't improve. And yeah, Quick Killer coming across the line. He takes some weird line.
No, he's invalidated, so it's fine.
Harshi coming across the line, no improvement. So I think that's about it, right?
Yes, that is it. Unfortunate there for. I think it is pretty painful for Hushrav, I feel, to lose pole position by 1,000th. In the grand scheme of things, to complete. What is this? Is this a 5-kilometer track? To complete 5 odd kilometers, 6 kilometers, I think this is, and then to miss out by 1,000th of a
I don't
second.
think it's 6 chips. I think it's a fairly short circuit. It's about 4
sorry,
point
I think
something.
it's 4 point, yeah, 4 point something. Correct, you're right. But yeah, we have the top 19 at the moment. It's Pratham on pole, followed by Hushrav, literally. Nishan also, right behind, and Harsh rounding up the top 4. They're all within a tenth of one another. Srikanth P5, TBK is P6, Wicked Vicky P7, Shal P8, PSI P9, and Azun's P10, Mirul's P11, Quick Killer's 12, Jishnu's 13th, Archit's 14th, Raman's 15th, Harshi 16th, Anton's 17th, Easy Level Bot and Oxraj did not set a time. Crucially, something that you should note, T1 to T17 within a second.
That's quite good, actually. I mean, that does show that how the realistic performance really closes the gap between everyone across the field.
Yes. I would like to mention, apologies to the drivers and to the viewers. I set up the lobby and I made a mistake. I forgot to enable formation lap. A mistake there, but
I hope you get forgiven.
Yes, drivers. I think they're a bit used to it. Most leagues have disabled formation laps anyways, given the plethora of glitches. But Yash, would you like to take us through the race start?
You can take us away, Chips. Since you've made this mistake, you can carry on with it.
Okay. Alright, so sans of formation lap, we ideally should get a 30-second countdown, but it's too difficult for Codemasters to code that in for the spectators. IoT commentators.
Yeah, I really feel like they need to borrow data from NASA for this, which becomes extremely expensive, which is why they don't do it.
And I can hear the beeps, and definitely we shall let NASA know that Codemasters need their tech. But for now, we need only one bit of tech. Those are the 5 lights. 3, 4, 5, and the lights go out, and we are underway. It's a pretty poor start for Pratham, who gets a whole ton of wheel spin and is swallowed up by Hushrav. The two Ferraris line a stun, and I see them contact Aston and Merc in the background, but everybody seems to be getting through without too many issues. Obviously, there are going to be some aji-baji moments here and there, but Srikanth gets past the Aston driver. Aston and TBK goes for the dive there and gets past the pair of them and follows suit with Nishan. Up into P3, the Alfa Romeo driver. What a great start by him. Shal looking to make up some amends. I think he and Wicked Vicky made contact. That is the only Aston and Merc pairing close together and on track, but he makes contact with Nishan, tags him, and they're sideways. Thankfully, I think their front wings are still intact, and there's a who's that? There's an Alpha Usman, that's Archit, so a pretty poor start for him. But look at Shrikant on TBK. These two have a history on track, but more importantly, so off track. What are they going to be able to do? As I enable some of the display settings for myself. Shrikant following TBK. Let's have a look at the tire situation once they cross the line. So we see few position changes. Wicked dives into the pits. Shrikant trying to make a move into turn 1, and will he be able to make it stick? TBK breaks late and they make contact, and they both have a half spin. And Harsh, super unfortunate that he got sandwiched between the pair of them. They are still banging wheels, the two of them, and quick killer moving past the Aston Martin driver now, and TBK Shrikant still so close, so incredibly close. They're rubbing wheels, and TBK was off track there, and Shrikant's about to be swallowed up by two cars. He had to go onto the grass there for a bit, and Shrikant, he is still ahead for the time being, but for how much longer? Quick killer and Shrikant make contact, and Shrikant spun, Shrikant's out. That's a safety car, no doubt. So we have our first retiree from the race, Shrikant Das. But what an interesting start we've had, Yash.
Yeah, it really has been.
We have seen a couple of drivers pit in the background there. You can see some cars trailing a long way back. That's Wicked, Vicky, Oxidize and Anton, who have gone onto the hards and the mediums respectively. Interesting that almost the entire field has gone for the Oxidize. So you have given an ultimate commentator's curse, Yash, to poor Oxidize there. B17, I think he had to change his front wing, and now he has a drive-through. And some position changes. Some people taking this opportunity to box. King Mirul, Oxidize with the second drive-through penalty.
I'm not sure that's humanly possible.
What can you say? Like, genuinely, I don't know what to say. He's still speeding on, the Red Bull driver. I hope he doesn't get a third, because that would be catastrophic. Anton, sorry, never mind. Jishnu, Nishan and Mirul have pitted on this lap. Wicked Vicky pitted on the previous lap. He is on fresh hard. So now the entire field is on either mediums or hard tires. Nobody is on the softs. Nishan was on the softs. He switched over to the medium. So given that tire wear isn't as big of a factor here as on other tracks, what do you expect the strategy to be like, Yash?
Just 1 second, Chips.
Alright. While we do that, let me very quickly go through the position changes. Yep. 9 places gained for Pit Killer. From P12 to P3. TBK gains a place, Azun gains 4, Raman and Harshi, the pair of them gaining 8 places apiece, so 15th and 16th become 7th and 8th respectively. Easy level bot from 18th up to P9, up 9 places. PS has lost a place, Shah lost a place, and the biggest loser in all this is Nishan, but that's because I believe he was taken out by the, who was it? That was the Aston of Shah, I believe. I can't recollect it there. But I believe he was taken out by an Aston and Alfa Romeo just spun on their own.
Sorry, I'm back.
Yeah. No worries. And let's have a look at the penalty. No penalty. Nobody has a penalty. Everyone's very well behaved.
Except
only Oxidized. Yeah. 2 drive-throughs. Obviously, he'll have to wait for the safety car to come in. You cannot serve a drive-through under safety car conditions. That is going to be very detrimental to his race. I believe we might have the safety car in this lap. You think so, Yash?
Yeah, it should be in, right? It should definitely be in. But why is Pratham is? Oh, yeah, it is in.
It was in the lap. So who do you want to be on board with? I think Quick Killer is a very interesting prospect. I'll be on board with him. You can probably follow somebody else.
I will be on board with Hushrav to see how he reacts to Pratham.
Yes, we know Hushrav, we know how fast he is. Yes, even the train in your background is excited for the restart. I can hear that, Yash. And Pratham being very tentative, being very sneaky with his throttle inputs. He's not giving any clue as to when he's gonna bolt. Still weaving, getting those temperatures in the tires. Hushav thought he was gonna bolt, but Pratham still tentative. Pratham still hasn't bolted. Pratham taking, I think he's gonna take it mid-corner that he's gonna go. Yes, he does! Harshi gets a penalty for a collision with Ram, and not sure what's happened there. And another penalty. Let's focus on that a bit later. Pratham moves out of the way onto the dirty part of the track. He's gonna get some marbles on his tires, I believe, but into turn 1 he goes. Nice line through there. Hushav's following the race leader. Let's have a look further back. I see PSI and Easy Level, but very close to one another. I see TBK and Harsh. No, sorry, Harsh and Quick Killer very close. And look at the top four. Top four separated by nothing. Literally nothing. About second and a half covers the top four, sorry. And Easy Level Bot is now behind PSI, but he is using battery and the straight line speed of that McLaren to get past. But PSI also defending a bit with battery. There's a bit of wheel banging there, and Easy Level Bot onto the curbing there. And Shal looking to pick up the pieces from this scrap. And towards turn 6 we go. He can't make the move here, or can he? He is still going for it. No space there, says Easy Level Bot. Further back, Wicked Vicky and Archit. Wicked Vicky, the net leader, if you might want to put it that way. He has made his mandatory pit stop and he sweeps on the outside of the Alpha driver, but he is tagged and he's spun, and Archit into the pit lane, and somebody actually dives into the pit lane. That's oxidized. But yeah, Archit being sent to the pit lane, vanished to the pit lane realm there. Realm. Apologies,
Yep.
yeah. A bit of, I'm eating up my words, a bit hungry tonight. Azun chasing after TB close one, very hot into turn 3. Yeah. So, further back, Easy Level Bot and Shal banging wheels, battling. Behind them, Wicked Vicky looking to pick up the pieces. He will get Shal, I believe. Oh no, they're going to do a drag race to turn 4. And Wicked Vicky, where's he going to come out? Charles drives very deep into that corner, and he loses a bit of pace, a bit of momentum, and now he's under threat from Mirul. X-King Mirul rather. And Wicked Vicky into P11, chasing after Easy Level Bot, and Mirul gets passed. So Shal not having a good time on those medium tires. And
Yep,
look at Nishan. Lining up a move, and he lets him by. Okay. DRS is enabled. What is Shal's strategy here? He just let Nishan by without much deliberation.
There's a big snap coming out of the last corner as well.
Yes, and look who's right behind him. The man, Jishnu. We didn't see much from him in quali, but we know how fast he is, how quick he is, and aided by DRS and battery, he's going to be even quicker than he usually is. And he does get past the Aston driver, and Shal has to start into P15. He's going backwards. He's going backwards. Let's focus up ahead. Mirror, PSI and Hershey, the Alpine straight places. Hershey not putting up much of a fight against his teammate there. Obviously, there is no Constructors' Championship, but yeah, Mirror and Easy Level Bot side by side approaching turn 6. The McLaren has the inside line, Red Bull is the superior car, and there is no contact, surprisingly. That's good racing by the both of them. Easy Level Bot might have had to back off.
He's also gaining a lot. Oh,
he's lost a bit of momentum. Yeah, he's lost a bit of momentum, and now Jishnu on the back of the Ferrari, the Haas Ferrari on the back of the Ferrari car. But he can't make a move, and there's a Alpine which is one. That's Hershey. And what's Hershey gonna do? I think he's gonna retreat to the pit lane. That is sensible, given that he's right near the pit lane. Yes, he does. Alright, so let's focus up ahead. Harsh chasing after Quick Killer chasing after Hushra. Any moves gonna be made into turn 3? No, they are not, but Quick Killer getting some brilliant exits here. Up ahead. Oh.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I'm speechless there with that. Just okay, Oxford is disqualified, and Harsh has 2 fishtails, keeps them under control somehow. I don't think his rear tires are enjoying being stuck behind the dirty air of 2 cars. These cars may be made with dirty air in mind. An Easy Level Bot has been spun, or did he spin on his own? Regardless, he is now behind Archit. And down at P15, Easy Level Bot. Oxide, I believe, didn't realize he had 2 penalties, or he had just the 1. I thought he had just the 1. Never mind, I'm getting up too many of my words tonight. Anton with a... Huh? Oh, where is Anton? 230. I think that's for easy level what's McLaren who was parked on the side of the road. I don't understand how he's got a penalty there, but quick killer on Hoshrav. He does not make the move sensibly, so he's going to wait for DRS. That's a bit of DRS chicken there. We're going to see this lap after lap, I believe. And with
but Hoshrav gets a brilliant exit.
Quick killer chasing after him. Quick killer. I don't think it's necessary to give out this information, but he's just taking the pace with him. And
what did that Aston just appear from anywhere?
That's a bit of lag, I feel, for Harsh. Yeah, I didn't expect the Aston to just spawn in there.
Exactly. Wow.
Corner. And further back, Raman trying to make a move on Azun. The Alpha Tauri and the Williams is like seeing two garbage cans fight one another. The cars, not the drivers, mind you. Both of them are pretty fast. But yeah, these drivers trying to wrestle there.
Oh, and Azun has spun!
Into the pit lane he goes. That's almost a perfect 360, and he does retreat to the pit lane. Oh my word, Azun with the save.
So let's see what Quick Killer does this time around into turn 3 chips. Because I'm quite interested if he's going for the move or not, because he's not being able to do it probably later.
Won't. He's gonna focus on a good exit here. And a save of the century meanwhile for
he
Azun.
Got a good exit this time, but let's see if he can get...
He should use some battery. He is not deploying much. Does he think that if he gets past Hoshrav, he won't be able to hold off the harsh driver? Jishnu and Nishan side by side. Jishnu gets past the Ferrari, they nudge one another. Nishan has to settle behind the Haas for now. Jishnu's light is blinking. He is out of battery, or getting down to the fringes of his battery pack. Anton and Archit trade places. Anton ahead of Archit now. Quick Killer, he is settled into a nice rhythm here behind Hoshrav. He's not getting past, he's not using any battery, he's just sticking in the DRS of the harsh driver. Is that a smart move? He's under threat from
he is making Hoshrav deploy a lot of battery as well, but I mean Hoshrav also will be smart enough for this. He's not going to deploy everything what he has on him.
Yeah, and Quick Killer playing it very smartly. Approaching turn 3, he is gonna go for a move. He thinks about it, but he thinks better of it. And no mind, there's the Aston who is dancing around the place. That is a fair bit of lag. Mirul and PSI trade places. Mirul goes hot into the corner. That's gonna open up the door for PSI. And I believe Mirul was ahead of the detection. That's gonna give the DRS to PSI, and it does. And as they go towards turn 4, it's a straightforward move for the Alpine driver on the Red Bull driver, but the Red Bull is a superior car and he stays ahead. And now Jishnu from nowhere, after he bent it in qualifying, he is now in P9.
Yep, he is on a recovery drive here.
Certainly, most certainly.
Meanwhile, Pratham is just literally gone away into the distance here.
And
he is driving his own race.
Backs off to let Jishnu by. A smart move considering he'll get DRS on the next few straights. Quick Killer into turn 1. He does not want to make the move. Harsh with the penalty. Yeah. There you go. He is actually benefiting doubly from this because Hoshrav is having to deploy his battery. Quick Killer is getting to conserve his battery, and the driver behind him now has a 3-second penalty to contend with. Position trading.
See, you can see that Hoshrav gets a much better exit out of turn 3 than Quick Killer. So unless and until Quick Killer actually deploys a good chunk of battery over there, I don't think he is going to get past Hoshrav there.
Well, we can make the fastest lap. I don't think
he is TBK and Raman on in a fight here.
Oh no, Nishan and PSI banging wheels, and they come close to contact, thankfully staying away from it. Mirul and TBK ahead, sorry, not Mirul and TBK, Jishnu and Harshi with a penalty. Archit and Anton trade places. Nishan and PSI.
And Quick Killer has jumped Hoshav's box.
Hoshav's boxes, and he'll get slowed down. He just manages to. Quick Killer now unleashed. And there's a Harshi. Yeah, that's Harshi. Okay. So Harshi's already been lapped. It's lap 13. Quick Killer unleashed into P2. He should deploy some battery. He should look to pull out a bit of a gap now. Hoshrav in P10. He will emerge in P10 ahead of Archit. And Harsh gets past the... What is it? Sorry, I'm blanking. AlphaTauri. I'm sorry. Oh no, what happened there? Harsh just seemed to slow down and does quick kill have damage. Harsh has left the session. Never mind. That's why. That's why. See, it's too much of a task to make a functioning game, yeah? You can't expect a functional game in 2023. That's just illogical. I mean,
Meanwhile, we
a bit
have
too harsh, but yeah, a bit too harsh on Harsh. He might have had a bit of not on Harsh, on Codemaster, but it is topic brought up thanks to Harsh. I'm gonna stop with this wordplay. Yeah, TBK will soon, sorry, Raman will soon catch up to the back of the Aston
Meanwhile,
Martin and
Archit's on
will.
in a sort of a McLaren sandwich here. He's gonna box.
He has to. Easy level bot taking too much curb there and Archit into the pit lane. Alright. So did that pit entry offset easy level bot momentum a bit there? I believe it might have.
Oh, and PSI is on the inside of Nishan. Oh, what is going on here?
These two have been at it for the past 2 laps or so. And Raman gets past Harsh. Harsh is back in control of his car. So are we going to see an overtake being made by the Aston driver? We're going to see a move made by the Red Bull driver. Mirror down the inside of TBK. Side by side they go towards turn 6. And Jishnu trying to get involved in this battle.
Meanwhile,
Nice.
Nishan and PSI made contact there. PSI was spun out.
I
It
think that
doesn't
was a
seem
half
like
spin.
yeah.
He's just 2 seconds back. And now Jishnu, he cannot get past TBK there. Mirul going for the opportunistic dive there. He does get past the Alfa Romeo. And now we see Harsh on the back of Raman. Raman going very wide there. It's not looking good for him in that Aston Martin, in that Alfa Romeo. The Aston Martin behind him chasing him down. Wow, I'm really hungry tonight. Mirul with a better exit, but he has no battery. Harsh has a lot of battery and he should ideally stick behind just at the deer detection and then dive down the inside, which will force Raman to take some evasive action. But Raman gets a stupendous exit there, and Mirul might be looking to get the Aston, but I think towards turn 4 we go. Harsh should look to make the move inside outside. He goes outside, he breaks late, but will Raman give him the space? Raman does. That's a nice bit of clean racing between the two of them, and Mirul is a spectator in all this. Harsh does get past the AlphaTauri driver, and now it's up to Helmet Master to get the call. AlphaTauri Red Bull swap, Raman and Mirul swap. Will Mirul be able to get past? He has been showing a good thing, and he might already get past, and yeah, Raman can't do anything. And oh, thankfully Raman had the presence of mind there to slow down and not run into the rear right wheel of the Red Bull there. And now Mirul is behind Harsh. I think Mirul should play it smartly and stay behind Harsh for a few laps.
Joining this fight is TBK and Raman now. TBK and Jishnu.
Yep, and Jishnu, will he get a move made on TBK? I don't think so. He should focus on a better exit. Shal with a 3-second penalty, down in 3:15. It's been a dismal 16 laps for him. And look who is closing up to this pack. Slowly but steadily, it's Khusrav down in P10. We haven't talked about him for a while. He's boxed 3 laps ago.
His hearts have turned down quite a bit over here. He's setting the pace.
Yep, and we can see one Haas on the hards really coming alive tonight. That Jishnu goes for a move! Has a half spin, saves it. That is some brilliant car control by the Haas driver. And a good one by Jishnu. Pratham in the pits from the lead of the race. He has led every lap until lap 16, so that's almost half race distance. Quick Killer now promoted into the lead of the race, and I think Quick Killer should look to push now. This is his moment. This is what he needs to do. Pratham walks around to the hards, no surprise there, but where will he come out in regards to Khusrav? It's going to be close, but once again Harsh has left session, and I think Khusrav's going to jump Pratham. Yes,
yeah,
he
is.
But not by much, look. It's just, 2.6 seconds, so given that he has 4-lap pressure tires and he's in a superior car, that gap could come down within 3 laps. By lap 20, he should be right on the heels of the Haas car. PSI will not ideally cause too much grief to Pratham. He won't be able to. He is on 16 lap old mediums, Jishnu and TBK, and they bang wheels. And Jishnu having a bit of a half spin there, and they make contact again. TBK has been hit. TBK is out of the race. That could be a safety car. That is a full score safety car. Brilliant for Quick Killer who boxes. Brilliant for Mirul who also boxes. Raman. Everybody's going to box, I believe. No point staying out. And this is going to play into the hands of... Who's this going to play into the hands of?
It's it's Quick Killer, King Mirror. All of them are going to benefit out of this.
Quick Killer, I think Quick Killer is going to be the biggest beneficiary in all this. He might come out just between Raman and... sorry, not Raman.
I have a feeling he's still going to come out ahead. Don't you think he's going to come out ahead?
He will come out between the Merc and the Haas. Yeah, there you go. Crucial 2.6 second gap has resulted in Quick Killer coming out in P2. Pratham has lost out in this safety car.
Yeah, he did. But I mean, he's still on fresher tires than Hushrav. Same as Quick Killer.
Yes.
And by what we know, the more superior car compared to the both of them as well.
Yes, certainly. Hershey is a long way back. This has been a bit of a lifeline to Hershey, and he is back in the race of in sorts at least. Never mind, a 3-second penalty. Is it necessary for the commentator's curse to be applicable every time a commentator must open their mouth? Really? Really? Apology there, Hershey boxing. Hershey is gonna chuck on a new set of... What is it gonna be? 2 lap old mediums, but has he made his mandatory pit stop? Yeah, I think he has. He's gone from hards to medium to medium to medium. So 4 stops. What's the tire strategy for Hershey? HMMM. I believe Anton should box. He does box. I think he stayed out last lap due to easy level about boxing. I think he still would have lost less time if he had pitted the previous lap. Even with the double stack, it would have still been lesser time, right?
Yeah, this is going to put him dead last, I think.
No, I think Hershey's a long way back. This is going to put him P15, which is second to last. And he has a penalty, Anton, for a collision, I believe, behind the safety car, and Charles moves up into P14. So, with 19 laps completed, just over half race distance, what do you have to say, Yash?
Quite an interesting race, quite some wheel banging actually.
Yes, certainly so.
No ERS management of any sort. Everyone's just trying to dump whatever they have.
Yes. I saw some people, and Harsh is having some difficulties with connection. I believe he is coming and going from the session, but thankfully for him, he has made a pit stop. He's on fresh hard tires, relatively fresh hard tires, 2 lap old. But yeah, I think we should see the safety car in next lap. Lap 20 should be the final lap with the safety car, and lap 21 we should have the race resume. Because by then Hershey would have caught up. Yeah, let's have a look at the penalty situation. A few drivers have picked up penalties. So it's 3 seconds apiece for Raman, Harsh and Charles Leclerc. And Hershey with a 6-second penalty, down in last place. He will catch up to the field this lap, by the end of this lap, but we will still have another lap of safety car. Lap behind the safety car, sorry. Do you think Hushrav can hold on?
It will be a mighty task, but let's see, it'll be a good fight.
Certainly, so I think Quick Killer should now look to put the pressure on Hushrav. There is no reason why he shouldn't. It's a win he's chasing after all. I'm making a sending way to Harsh. Has he joined back? If you can see that. Harsh is AI boxed. No, he's back in the race. Did he have a spin? I was trying to send him an invite there. I don't know how he went from P7 to P16. Did he catch that?
Nope.
Yeah, but you can see him P16 on your screen, right? Or is there a bit of desync for him?
He is there on my screen.
and he's in P16.
Yep.
So the two namesakes, or rather almost namesakes, Harsh and Harshi, 15th and 16th, 16th and 15th. And the safety car will be in this lap. That's almost a certainty. There you go. So it's up to Hushraf to navigate the safety car restart nicely. Quick Killer should be looking to be as eager as he can. He cannot afford to fall back. There's a very quick Merc right behind him, and that Merc is pretty upset about losing the lead of the race and being now down in P3. TSI with the penalty with Wicket Wiki, I don't... we'll get back to that a bit later. Hushraf still tentative. I'm going to be on board with Pratham, who was a long-time race leader. He led almost every lap prior to the safety car coming out. But Hushraf still tentative. He might go on the exit of turn 10 or midway through turn 10, I believe. That is a very nice way to catch people out. And he has not done that. He's gone a bit later than that. Some position trading going on further behind. And there's a very spaced out part of the field. Wicket Wiki boxes for some reason. And Quick Killer so close to the back of the hearth. Wicket Wiki is retired. Jishnu gets a penalty to his name. Quick Killer up the hill they go towards turn 3. And he's gonna go for a move. He does not. So while there's no DRS, he should be looking to make a move. Pratham going very deep. Mirror that opens up the door for Mirul. And yeah, I don't think Quick Killer can get past Hushraf at the moment.
Yep.
Further back, let's have a look. Jishnu picked up a penalty. He is behind the... Oh, why is there a ghosted Aston Martin there? I don't understand. No, I think Harsh is desynced. It's showing 16th on the screen, but he's between, who's that? Mirul and Raman. I don't understand this game works. Not sometimes, very often. Raman trying to hold up Vishnu. Quick Killer trying to chase after Hushraf. And Pratham trying to chase after the AlphaTauri. Can Quick Killer get past on this lap? Will DRS be enabled? No. One more lap of waiting. If I were Quick Killer, I would try to get past before DRS and then build up as much of a gap as I could. But I'm not Quick Killer. I was his rival at one point in time. And yes, my former rival chooses not to make the move, and he's tagged by the Merc. And thankfully they avoid contact, but that causes a bit of a chain reaction for the back. And Pratham...
Yeah, that's definitely taken Hushraf off the hooks there.
Yeah, Pratham taken a bit by surprise there, I think, by how early Quick Killer had to brake. And now, Jishnu running very deep into that corner, and he loses the place to Raman, which he gained during those shenanigans there. Nishan and Jishnu very good. Jishnu has no left end plate. That's going to be a detriment to Jishnu. Will he carry on though? He might box. Azun has the inside line, and PSI gets past because Azun had to take evasive action because Jishnu came into the pit lane. And let's have a look. There's a bit of side-by-side action going on here. Archit and Azun up ahead. I see Pratham slightly closing up to King Mirul. King Mirul a long way back on Quick Killer. Quick Killer himself a long way back on Hushraf.
No, he's not. He's 4 times behind on Hushraf.
He actually has gained a lot of time in just that one corner. He was about 5 times behind, and now he's 2.5, 3 times behind. So he's made up all that time in turn 3. So prior to that, he was fair ways back. I think Hushraf is... I think I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to back up Quick Killer. But he falls into the clutches of the Red Bull. And once there's a Red Bull behind you, on realistic performance, you really are a sitting duck.
Yeah, I really think he's backing up Quick Killer because you see he's quite slow through a lot of turns.
Yeah, there's no way Hushraf is that slow. Raman with another penalty. Yeah, I think Quick Killer is getting frustrated, and this is why I said he should look to get the move done before DRS gets enabled, because once DRS is enabled, there's another car behind you, a much faster car behind you, who will also be eager to make the move. And I think up to turn 3, we're going to see the move made by Quick Killer. Quick Killer backs up into turn 1. Mirul going a bit hot there. Pratham trying to pick up the pieces, has a bit of rear sliding there. But Quick Killer should
Hushraf's got to absolutely deploy everything now because he knows that he just needs to keep Quick Killer behind this turn.
Quick Killer is not going for a dive. No, he does not.
I don't think that's the smartest thing ever.
I think once again Mirul and Pratham came to blows. Sorry, Pratham came to blows with a car at turn 3. This time it is Mirul. And yeah, I would like to know Quick Killer's game plan. If he plans to intend on making Hoshav run out of battery, that is a smart plan, but that doesn't usually work when there's a Red Bull behind you. And Nishan and Raman very close. Nishan trying to get past the AlphaTauri. PSI a bit further back. And Azun still trying to recover from that Jishnu moment in the pit lane. Nishan trying to get past Raman. Raman has picked up a few penalties in these past few laps, but look at the top 4. Look at the top 4. Less than a second separate them. And as they start lap 25 it is, yes. So, Quick Killer looking to make a move, a yellow flag for a Haas car, that's probably Jishnu. And Mirul had to take evasive action. Now Pradham's back up into P3. And now Mirul being chased after by Raman. Quick Killer trying to over move around the outside at turn.
Oh, and that's a double move coming up there.
And Pratham,
what a move by Pratham!
And Pratham and Hoshav bang wheels, and Quick Killer with the switchback of dreams. Pratham's out. That could be a safety car. That's a safety car. What happened to Pratham? Did he and Hoshav make contact? I believe that is most likely. There's a bits of front wing or some debris flailing about on the track. But yeah, that was a spectacular move by Quick Killer, going for the double switchback there. Pratham went for the double dive, Quick Killer went for the double switchback, and Hoshav lost out doubly. And Jishnu with a drive-through penalty. Unfortunate there, but if you're Quick Killer, would you stay out?
Yeah, I think so.
Because if he is Quick Killer and he is staying out, Hoshav is boxing, Hoshav's boxing, Mirul is staying out, Raman's boxing, Nishan staying out, PSI boxing, Azun staying out, Shah's boxing, Harshi boxing, Anton staying out, Easy boxing, Archit boxing. Okay. Yeah, it was like alternate cars of boxing, alternate was staying out. Harshi with... you don't do that. Just come in calmly, and he has to wait for PSI to serve his 5-second penalty as well. Once again, Harsh is leaving the session, joining the session. I'm not sure what's going on with him. But yeah, 5 cars have stayed out. Yash.
Yep, let's see the tire situation now.
So, easy level bot and Archit.
We have everyone back from Husrav Hor on fresh sets now, except Jishnu's on a 3-set old medium tire.
He's boxing and he's gonna go on to fresh soft tires. Yeah, no question about that. I'm saying, do you think that the 4-car buffer between Quick Killer and Husrav is gonna be enough for the AlphaTauri driver to hold on?
I think it should be, because it'll take a lot for Husrav to overtake Nishan and Mirul, who are on arguably faster cars.
He is gonna have to rely on all his pace that he has.
And I'm assuming that the softs would be a little second hand by the time they reach Quick Killer.
Yep. It is in Quick Killer's best interest that the race resumes as early as possible, and it is in Hushav's best interest that it resumes as late as possible. So let's figure out what the safety car, what the FIA gives them in regards to the safety car. What do you think? Next lap? I think it's next lap the safety car.
Yeah, next lap it should be in, because you have Jishnu who's right there, who's almost catching the pack, just a sector behind.
Yeah, Harsh is in no man's land. He's between a Merc and between Raman and easy level bot. So, what do you do? I'll try to send him another invite, but it doesn't seem to be working. I can't send him an invite. It won't let me. I can't even see him online. So
yeah, the game probably does register that he's still in the session.
I'll try to send him one final invite. Harsh, yeah, I've sent you an invite, Harsh. Please do join in if you can, if possible. But yeah, Quick Killer. This is what he's been waiting for. And behind him, do you think Mirul is going to be much of a threat? Quick Killer, we saw him. Actually, I think Mirul is going to be quite a big threat to Quick Killer, because he's in the Red Bull, come on. And secondly, Quick Killer was able to stay ahead, banking off the DRS of the cars ahead. If you saw that, lap after lap, he was purposely staying behind Hoshrov just to get DRS and stay ahead. That was a smart move, but I think it's a bit of an unknown in regards to pace when you are in the clear, and which Quick Killer is right now. and they file through turn 7. They will take turn 7. In just a moment, I'll be on road with Mirul. It's very intriguing and very interesting. Would you like to take the restart,
Very
Yash?
interestingly, Quicker is going offline, picking up rumbles. I'm not really sure he knows that that's not the best thing to do at a safety car restart.
Yes. Would you like to take us to the restart? Yes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And we have Quick Killer who's trying to. I think he's gone. Yeah, Quick Killer's gone. He's caught out Mirror quite a bit there.
Nishan makes a mistake. That is gonna give so much breathing room to Quick Killer. It's perfect for him. And look at Hushrav. Hushrav side by side with Anton, and he gets past him at the line. Anton breaks later. No, I think Hushrav had to give up the place he overtook before the start finish. But then again, Anton runs deep into that corner, and Hushrav's already up into P5 ahead of him. Azun and Nishan battling. Azun trying to make his way past the Ferrari driver. They make slight contact, but Hushrav is off track almost. Not almost. Raman's now past, and so Anton falling like a stone. Further back, some moves being made for the final points playing positions. But Hushrav, what can he do in competition with Azun and Nishan?
Let's see.
I don't think Azun really much of a threat given his car and his tires. And yeah, look at that. He runs so wide, and that's not because of his some driving issue or anything. It's just the car. Azun now in P5 trying to chase up.
Meanwhile, look at King Mirul. Just look at how close he is.
And they go, and Quick Killer finally having to use up some of that battery he has saved up for so long. A yellow flag for some reason. I see a McLaren of easy level but who has had a spin, and he's trying to recover, but yeah, up in front. Driver in P2 chasing after the driver in P1 with battery. It's so simple and easy for the Red Bull driver to get past the AlphaTauri driver. No competition there. Quick Killer is P2 now. He goes for the switchback, and look at who's just 1.5 seconds behind. It's Hushrav. I don't assume they're going to be saying hi to one another any moment now. Hopefully not. Mirul does not have the best line through turn 4. He goes very hot in that corner. I remember that from his quali lap as well. Yep. Hushrav is eating up time between himself and Quick Killer. He is very hungry. Just like today, I am quite hungry, eating up my words.
Oh, Quick Killer has a moment.
Yeah, Quick Killer is dropping out of DRS. He cannot afford to lose the DRS charge that he has been on since the start of the race. Raman and Nishan trade places. Raman up into P4, but Raman does have a penalty to contend with. I think it's 6 seconds penalty, right? Yeah, 6 second penalty to contend with. A yellow flag for a Haas of Jishnu, who's in the gravel, and Harsh in the pits, and something going on there. Archit and Anton trading places, and PSI picking up Harshi picking up the pieces there, and so does PSI. So a lot of scrapping going on in the back there. Hushrav getting past Quick Killer, crucially, but Quick Killer will have DRS. No, he can't do anything. I think that just shows maybe it was the right call to box.
Yep.
A yellow flag in 2 sectors. Jishnu with a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I think he is going to retire. He does. Alright, we're now down to 12 runners. We have 7 retirees from this session. Unfortunate for all of them. But the race does carry on. Mirul in the lead. He is being chased after by Hushrav. He's gaining time. I think that just shows that despite Hushrav being on an absolute charge, the Red Bull still good enough, amazing enough to keep Mirul ahead, at least for the time being. And what can Hushrav do? Hushrav, fastest lap of 106.8. Stays behind at turn 1. Hushrav approaching turn 2 and 3. There's a car ahead. That's a yellow flag. He can't overtake Hushrav even if he wants to. He will not be will he be able to overtake here? No, that yellow flag really messed it up. If only there was a way to keep a retired car from coming out onto the track after they've retired. If only. So many tough questions. And another tough question is for Quick Killer, who has to let his teammate Raman by. He is dropping, falling like a stone. Has a bit of a rear slide there.
The Red Bull just has insane grip even on those old tires.
Yeah, I think that just shows. Hushrav can't get past Mirul. Mirul can't seem to keep Ushraf behind
This should be
for long
One of
enough.
Ushraf's last chances because once he runs out of ERS, there's absolutely no catching that Red Bull.
Mirul's out of DRS. Harshi and Archit trade places. Harshi's ahead of the Alfa Romeo driver. And the Red Bull is just a rocket in a straight line, and lucky for him, and it's gripping the corners, and lucky for him, this track is just that, straights and corners. Mirul, can he defend Hushraf? He should cover the inside line and force Hushraf on the outside, then have a good exit out of turn 3, all of which he has seemingly done, but Hushraf has DRS battery and the straight line speed thanks to that good exit, and Mirul is now down in P2 behind the Haas driver, and Raman's also closing up to them. Actually, Quick Killer's pretty close to Raman. He stayed within touching distance of his teammate Harshi with another penalty.
Oh, and Mirul goes very wide, so now that's I think done over there.
Never say never, the Red Bull could come alive somehow. It is the Red Bull Ring after all. It's named after their very own team. Ushraf still in the lead. Mirul still within DRS range, so DRS could be crucial if he manages to harness it well. Archit with the penalty, so many drivers picking up penalties right at the death here. And as we go into turn 1, Mirul, look at how smoothly that Red Bull can go, even on 15 lap old medium tires. Hoshraf's tires, do you think they die out by the end of the race?
Look at how close that Red Bull can get.
Another 3 laps to go. Yeah, look, it's like it doesn't matter what the tires are, what the tire age is. That Red Bull is a rocket, an absolute rocket. Mirul just needs to stay within DRS, and he needs to waste Hushraf's battery, and he does not need to go deep into turn 4. That's his line through that corner. I don't know why he takes that line. It does not gain him any time. He actually loses time because of that. But he's committed to that line and he sticks to it. As George Russell very famously said, consistency is key in F1, and we have 3 laps once Hushraf crosses the line. It's been a very, very exciting and entertaining Austrian Grand Prix we've had here, and it's not over yet, for Mirul is still within touching distance of Hushraf. I won't reveal any battery percentages here, but they're very evenly matched on battery at the moment. And look at Mirul, look at Mirul, he's probably gonna go for a move. He should wait and takes up the DRS, which he will get. I'm pretty sure of that. He locks up, a double lock up for him. No, Hushraf gets the DRS. So Mirul, he just made the dive at the wrong time, and he is using battery, and he is...
Look at him just pulling away with that battery. That Red Bull is absolutely horrendous. I mean, it's not horrendous, sorry, that's the wrong choice of words. I meant, it's horrific how fast it is. That's what I really meant.
Yeah, and Quick Killer chasing after his teammate who's completely out of battery. His light is blinking, and Hushraf is actually losing time to Mirul now. Archit and Charles, there's a good scrap in the midfield which we aren't focusing on because it's the battle for the lead, which is so entertaining. Last lap it was Hushraf in the lead, now it's King Mirul in the lead, and it's the penultimate lap of the race. The Red Bull driver on 17 lap old medium leaves the Haas driver, the very, very fast Haas driver who's on 9 lap old softs. Turn 1 is very good for Hushraf, not the best for Mirul. And Hushraf will probably be playing a bit of DRS chicken. What is Mirul going to do? Outside or inside? He goes for the outside. Hushraf is going to go for the inside, and he goes for the dive as well. Mirul should be looking for a good exit, which he does. Hushraf will have DRS, but Mirul is crucially still there. Quick Killer's now past his teammate. Raman's falling back. He's more than a second behind his teammate. How has that happened? Nonetheless, Mirul tags the back of Hushraf, but taps the back of Hushraf, sorry. Wow, he came. That is not the line you should take to that corner, Mirul. But I'm not driving. I'm commentating right now. Mirul is the last lap. Next time around, Nishan picks up his first penalty of the race. That's gonna... Azun might be P4 by the end of all this.
Yeah.
Pretty sure about that. And look at who's back. Who's joined this little party. Quick Killer. And Hushraf starts the last lap of the race. Azun gets past Nishan in the box. Why is he boxing? It's the last lap. He won't get a fastest lap of this lap. And Mirul into turn 1. Look at the grip that Red Bull has. Look at the straight line speed. Khosrow deploying all the battery in the world, but it's not going to be enough for the Red Bull. He's just going to fly by into turn 3. He's off track though. He might have to see the position, which Khosrow naturally gets back past. But yeah, towards turn 4 they go. This is where they came to blows last time out. And Quick Killer could pick up the pieces from all this. It's anybody's game at this moment. Mirul, he can't get past Khosrow's blocked off the road pretty well. Quick Killer hoping for some action ahead of him. Let him get past Harshi and Azun trading places. Azun onto the gravel there. But up ahead, I think Khosrow's done enough. There's nothing that Mirul can do, or can he? Khosrow going a bit deep through that corner there. Sorry. Quick Killer still there. Is Mirul gonna go for a dive? Is he gonna try some audacious move? He makes an attempt to, but he thinks better of it, sensibly so. And DR is not gonna be enough to hold off Khosrow, who comes across the line and wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Mirul is just a tenth and a half behind him. Quick Killer is also barely behind the Red Bull driver. And Azun into P4, as I mentioned there previously. PSI promoted to P6, Ramin in P5. Shal is P7, Archit's P8, Easy Level bot P9, and Harshi's 10th. Anton crosses the line, a lonely P11, and Nishan taking the optimal Ferrari strategy there. And with that, that's the end of the race.
Yep. So we have Khosrow, King Mirul,
and Raman's just showing in P11 for some reason. Okay, so it's good to know that we have a new glitch on our hands. If you leave the session before the finishing results show up, you will be out of the points. Yeah. Brilliant, Codemaster. 3 claps for you. There you go. 3 claps. Exactly. Don't need any more. Yeah, what a great race we've seen.
Yep, interesting in all sorts.
Falls, yeah, for sure. Very coy manner. Gets back up onto the podium and lifts up the trophy. That's a well-deserved win.
So we have Khosrow, who takes P1, followed by King Mirul, Quick Killer, Azun, PSI, Charles, Archit, Easy Level Bot, Anton, and Harshi making up a top 10. Then we have Nishan, Raman, Jishnu, Harsh, Pratham, Wicket Wiki, TBK, Oxidize, and Shrikant, the bottom 9 drivers.
Yeah, Raman's not supposed to be P12. Raman's supposed to be P6 or P5 it was. I don't know why the game just... When you look there, you can see the time, the gap between him and the lead was 8 seconds, and the driver ahead of him has a 58-second gap, so he is supposed to be P5. Raman. But yeah, very contrasting race. Quite a contrast of fortunes tonight, and we have Khosrow join the party. We should soon see Quick Killer and Mirul join as well. Yeah, let's talk to the top 3.